lives one day at a time. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. They're here to get your day going fine. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. And here's your host, Miss Kim Robinson.
My Lord has never let me down, 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 down. My Lord has never let me down, down. My Lord has never let me down, down, down. My Lord has never let me down. He has never let me down. I am the righteousness of God in Jesus Christ. All things have passed away. His Spirit gives me life. My cup it overflows. By Him I am made whole. Through Him I am made bold. He's an anchor to my soul.
Worthy of praise, the Lamb who was slain. I'm exalting His name and I'm so unashamed. People and seasons will constantly change. I lean on the Lord cause He's always the same. The house on the rock is solid. No wind, no storm can knock it. I am the tiger like Rocket. I'm free like a bird, no mocking. No stopping, we rocking. Jesus the reason we all in. Don't need an iPhone to call Him. No reservation, just call in. I'm not perfect, still He treat me like somebody worth loving. When I fall, He picks me up and dusts me off. Don't hold no grudges. The Lord is my light in salvation. I cast my cares unto Him, no condemnation. He is my strength when I'm facing tribulation. Jesus will give me a way to escape. I am made well because of my faith.
My Lord has never let me down, down, down. My Lord has never let me down, down, down. My Lord has never let me down, down, down. My Lord has never let me down. He has never let me down. I am the righteousness of God through Jesus Christ. All things have passed away. His Spirit gives me life. My cup it overflows. By Him I am made whole. Through Him I am made bold. He's an anchor to my soul.
I have been crucified with Christ. It's no longer I who live. It's Christ who lives in me. Who He set free is free indeed. I am not worthy of His forgiveness. As much as I fall, His mercy is endless. But those who are well don't need a physician. Jesus calls sinners to repentance. So it stands at the door and He knocks. If anybody hear Him and He open up the door, He will come into Him. You'll eat. When you lie down, He'll make it sleep sweet. If an army shall rise against me, my heart shall not fear. My flesh, my heart, my cell. But the Lord, He gives me strength. So I stand like I cannot be moved. I put my trust in the Lord, my rock. Jesus, the anchor to my soul. Any weapon against me must be stopped. He's my redeemer, He's my fortress. His fruit is better than any fortune. What's that say? People do too, but Jesus still calls you important.
My Lord has never let me down, down, down. My Lord has never let me down, down, down. My Lord has never let me down, down, down. My Lord has never let me down. He has never let me down. I am the righteousness of God through Jesus Christ. All things have passed away. His Spirit gives me life. My cup it overflows. By Him I am made whole. Through Him I am made bold. He's an anchor to my soul.
But God demonstrates His own love towards us. And that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. See, Jesus stands in the gap for the broken. He is not mad at you, He is madly in love with you. He loves you so much that He bore your sins and my sins in His body on the cross, that we might die to sin and live to righteousness. Get up from your guilt, get up from your shame. By Jesus' wounds you are already healed. Repent and sin no more. Salvation is given by grace through faith. See, Christ redeemed us from the curse of the law, having become a curse for us. Even at your lowest, Jesus still thinks highly of you. When men see the worst in you, God still sees importance. Whoever calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Jesus the anchor to your soul.
Welcome to Monday. Charles McCutcheon here, your favorite entrepreneur. How are y'all doing, y'all? We already a month down. Oh my, we're a month down. This is real. I want to know what everybody's up to. Like, are you really making moves? What are you doing? How are you moving? What are you doing? I am getting a lot of information now on money. People want to find money. And I get it, because truthfully, I've been there, done that. They want to find money. A lot of people talking about nonprofits. And to me, how I'm going to sum this up for everybody, the thing I do, like, it moves something else. So when you hear me give out all this information, it's in relation to something else. So for me, the money was coming because I needed money for the real estate. So I started searching for the money. And I found the grant money, I found the federal money, and I found the business credit money. And what I found is a lot of us, we started our businesses out, but we've done it the wrong way because we didn't set ourselves up to receive money in the form of business credit. So we just did. You can start a business any way you want to start it, without a doubt. And one lady asked me, do we need business credit? And I told her no, because you don't need business credit. And that, to me, is just money on the strength of not you giving a personal, giving your personal word to, like, I'm going to pay this money back, or if something happens, I'm going to give you this money back. Would happen if something were to happen? Not saying that's what we're doing. If something were to happen, so what I'm going to do today, I'm going to go over a little piece of the nonprofit. I'm going to go over the funding. I'm going to go over the grant. I'm going to go over the business credit. I'm going to go over the how-to with the nonprofit, because I just love nonprofits. And I'm actually sitting on a couple of boards as well of nonprofits, and I also have my own. And so as I'm sitting up here, I was typing away on a grant, and I'm actually putting in for 2 of them, and they're going to range over $100,000. And I don't like doing grants. I'll tell everybody, just like I don't like doing people's credit for them. Can I do it? Yes, I can. Do I like doing it? No, I do not. Just to tell you, just to be truthful with you. But what I tell everybody with whatever it is you're doing, seek out the experts, because I'm not giving any legal advice. Seek out the experts. But what I do with everything is I know enough to be dangerous. So I know enough in the credit industry to fix somebody's personal credit. If I wanted to, I could show, and I show people online, literally on Facebook. I have a group, and I show people steps on how to do it themselves. Nonprofits, how to do it yourself, business credit, how to do it yourself, because I became a student of myself, just learning, and through trial and error, I've done. So everything that I give out, I've already done it. So I pride myself on that, to say nobody can tell me that, that you're doing a nonprofit that way, it won't work. I'm sorry, but, I've done it this way. The IRS gave me a check in the box, so it truly works. So I'm showing other people what I did and how I do it. But I do reach out to the experts as well in, like, the law field, because I'm not a lawyer. I don't plan on being one. I thought I was going to be one way back when. So I reach out to the lawyers to do things that I need a lawyer to do. I reach out to the CPAs to do the things that a CPA will do. But I do a lot of stuff on my own, the things that I know I can do that I've already done. So that's what I'm doing. My name is Charles McCutcheon. For those who don't know, we do this every Monday, and it's more, for me, it's a financial freedom type of call. Every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's financial freedom to me, and it's into one, but it all comes down to everything fits like a puzzle. And I brought up nonprofit and business credit, and shoot, you might as well throw in personal credit if you want to. But I'm going to talk nonprofits, and I'm going to talk the money part of it, because I'm actually putting a lot of grant information out there for people so they can start their research and everything like that. And grants are out there, and oh my gosh, the number that's on the tip of my tongue right now, $678 billion in grants are given out annually, and that's on the public side and the private sector. So, there's more than enough funding out there. It's more of you developing an idea, researching who gives money to people like you or to people like your organization. Then it comes down to the proposal. that is one of the things that scares a lot of people. And that's actually to write up, or I look at it as a resume that your business is going to write up about your business, that you're going to write up about your business or have somebody else do it. No matter what, it's going to be done by somebody. And I say get in, learn a little bit, and then reach out to, because I have grant writers myself, and I'm still over here, writing grants, only because I just learn more and more and more. And some of the grants are smaller, some of them are bigger. Once you get into like the bigger grants, it's going to be a lot of detail because these companies are not just forking over money. Like, hey, take our money. It's not going to happen. You're going to have some experience in the game, but you can start with where you are. I tell people throw a rock and wherever it lands, that's where you start. So you're customizing your proposal, and it's basically looking at, I'd say even before the proposal, is getting with the funder, knowing who to talk to. So what I've done is I'm going to be giving out a lot of this information on the where to go. And for me, I'm a step-by-step person. So I need steps when I do things or have somebody show me. So that's the way I teach people. I say, okay, step one, we're going to find out, go to all these different websites and find out who's giving money, how much they're giving. I'm going to give out different proposals that have been granted, different grants that have been approved already. And once you get something that's approved, the best thing you can do is mimic, for lack of a better word. You can mimic that grant. If you're in the same industry of the grant that you find, and these grants, you can literally get them. It's called the Freedom of Information Act. And grants, like especially on the federal grant side, these are public information. So anybody has access to it. You can submit a letter to your congressman. You can go to the federal website and pull them down there. You can actually download them if they're there. If they're not, you can submit information and call them up and see if they want to, or email them and see if they want to give it to you that way. Or you can see if somebody, if you know somebody on the staff, or even if you don't know anybody on the staff, you still can request the information because they know it's public information anyway. The other piece of the puzzle is you can, hey, can you give me that grant? And it's public information. They should. I don't know why they're going to hide it, because you can get it regardless. You can get it only because I brought up, the Freedom of Information Act will allow you to receive that grant. Really, you want the write-up. And the write-up, as I'm actually looking at one right now, and I'm going to be giving this one out. This one was done for, I'll wait and give out that, but let me tell you how much money they requested. Let me see. They requested $850,000. Yeah, they broke it down, and that's what your grant is going to do, or your proposal. Your proposal is going to break down really what it is you're looking for, why you're looking for it, and it's going to, you're going to be answering all these doggone questions, and you're going to spell out what you want to do, how you're going to use the money, some of the components of a grant. You're going to look at your summary, summarizing, because sometimes you get these foundations, they have hundreds of people that put in for these grants, and they may read your summary and be like, nope, this is not it. And they, it depends, because there's so many different organizations. So, So you have your summary, you're going to have your problem statement. What is the problem? You're going to have to state that. What's the problem? and then you're going to say, how the money that you're going to receive from this different organization, how are you going to fix the problem? What, and is it going to be an ongoing problem? So it's just going to be a lot that goes into your grant. And I'm talking to some people who may have not done anything with their nonprofit, and that's okay. So I'm going to talk about that as well and what you can do. So you're going to have different objectives for your organization. And when you get together with your organization, you may be a party of one. Hopefully you have at least 3 to 5 people that can help you out. You have to put words together and bump heads and put, the more heads you have, the more information you can put together. You're going to do an evaluation. You're going to talk about the future funding that you may need. You're going to have your budget of what you may, it's really going to be a projected cost of what you're doing and what you're going to be using the money for. This is when you got to spread it out, because what you don't want to do is leave stuff out of the equation, and next thing you know, you come to that point and you don't want to mess your money up with this organization, because if you get it once, you may be able to get it twice and then 3 times and then 4. So you never know as you're going along the journey and forming your relationship with the people who have the funding. So what I do is partner. You're going to have to partner with these organizations that's already deep into the fold. And when you partner, why not look at the information that they already have? So a lot of people are actually just trying to do this, out of the blue. And I'm like, for what? You have information from all these different companies that's been there, done that, getting grants and getting funded, and you want to try to do it on your own. And that's just not the thing to do. So I'm going to give you 10 grant writing tips. These are just tips. So what I do is request the guidelines, if there's annual reports, other pertinent information from the foundation before I even send the grant proposal. And you may be able to download the information from a website. You never know. Unless your organization is a national one, and most of us are on the local level, stay local when you're looking for funding sources, because there's money out there. And it may not even consist of being I wouldn't really call it a grant. It could be an in-kind donation, and that's what we call it in the nonprofit world. So national foundations are more likely to fund capital expenses of big programs. So stay local. Get to know somebody that's on the board if you can. If you can't, then that's okay. But if you do know them or know them through somebody, one phone call can make a difference in you getting a grant or not. One phone call can make a difference of your organization exceeding this year or still, doing $10 dinners or selling T-shirts and stuff like that. At some point, we have to graduate in our nonprofit and step up and then step up. Because the way I look at it is, you starting out, you're going to go local, and then you're going to go to, you're in a sense regional. I would know, because regional could be a couple of states, then on the national level. But it's steps to it, and they have funding available for, whatever organization you have. There's a group of people that probably do what you do, and they may get funding. So what you're going to need to do is get inside the circle of trust. You're going to have to figure out who does what. You may have to even get on their board so you can start seeing things and understand how everything works. So a lot of people, when they're sending out these proposals, they send in a little bit too much information. What you need to do is send what's requested. You don't have to send anything else. They want to know about your third grade stuff. Send what they ask for, and that's what you need to do. If you get the grant, you need to send progress reports of what's going on if you were awarded. And even if you weren't awarded, you need to send a thank you letter, because you may put in for it next year. You never know. You always keep in touch with the money, always. The people who have the money make the rules. Follow the rules of the funder. As far as submission, you see some people, they're putting in their proposals, and they're like a week out, and they haven't done anything. And I will tell you like this. You may be going up against 100 people, and they're going to look at when you submitted it. That's just what it's going down. They're going to look at your submission dates and say, well, they may not be that serious. And if it's between you and somebody else, they're going to look for the flaws and say, well, why should we fund this person? They're neck and neck. What is one thing that they did wrong that the other person did right, or vice versa? So that's just how it goes. I'm always sending out, you send out thank you letters and going to different events, shaking hands, seeing who you can meet, just learning more and more and more about grants, because no one knows. There's a lot of people that say they do grants. And y'all it is what it is. I'll tell it to you like this. This is the best way I can put it. You were to pay somebody $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. I don't know, the numbers for what people you may come in contact with. But if you pay a company, let's say $2,000 to do a grant, and they come back to you and say, well, we tried. Well, that's okay to a certain extent, but this is the one thing I have an issue with. A lot of people say they do grants. My thing is, look at their track record. You know, I want somebody that's been approved. I don't want somebody that just does grants, because that you can get a dozen people that does grants with only one, maybe two that get out of 10 people that get grants that are approved. It's all about, you know, what you can prove. So another part of the grant process is the preparation. I'm just going to step through, you know, these things that I do, and you know, you can take it for action or not. It is what it is. You know, I'm not mad for people not taking what I do. Mine get approved. It is what it is. So the thing is, you have to gather. It's almost like doing a book report. You know, back in the day, we used to do book reports, or you writing a paper and you getting all your information together, or you writing a book and you get all your information together and you have it planned out, and then you start the process. So that's what I do. I prepare everything first before I write, and I'm defining everything. I'm defining a project. I'm looking at clarifying what's our purpose, y'all, and my mission statement, because if it don't make sense to me and other people, the people that get your information or proposal, they may not have a clue of who you are. So you have to paint that picture like Picasso, so they have a better understanding of what you're doing. You're defining your project goals. You're being specific, saying these are our objectives. This is my timeline. This is what we choose to do. And then you breaking down your goals. We're going to improve production quality. Okay, how are we going to do that? Okay, great. Good you asked that. We have 3 objectives. We're going to recruit advanced production talent. And this is just off top. We're going to train mid-level producers and upgrade our production equipment. Those are the 3 objectives for that particular goal. And then you can go down and start digging down into those goals. And I know this is not something that people want to hear, but I'm just telling you, you know, it's time to get, if you want the funding, if you want the money, I'm going to give you how you go about getting the money. Get dangerous and get somebody else to do it for you, or you do it for yourself. That's the only way you're going to find out how it works. So I would ask, what are the funding sources? Where do you get the money? I'm going to be providing probably upwards of 20-plus websites on where the money comes from. And these are companies that you can go and find the money. And so you got to go on there and do what you have to do. And you can contact these folks. These are regular folks. Just contact them, and they're just a resource, really. Not saying that you have your grant together, you don't have a proposal together. You might not even have a nonprofit, but you can start asking questions. Nobody's stopping you. It's just asking the right questions so you know you sound a little bit intelligent on what's going on, because all of these companies or foundations, they have guidelines on how everything's supposed to be done. So you can get questions answered, and that's the best thing you can do is ask questions from the time you do a submittal to how they want the margins, to what forms they want attached to it, the spacing, the font. Go down to the nitty-gritty on everything you do, so then it'll be easier when you put a proposal together. And it's all about the deadline and determining what you'll need for your proposal just by asking them or asking people who's already done a written proposal. And that's what it comes down to. You have that need statement. Like I said, I'm gonna put out to maybe 4 proposals that have been approved, and I'm definitely going to put that information out. I'm going to put it out over social media, so if you follow me anywhere on social media, I'm going to have it out there. I'm going to actually, this is being recorded, so I'm going to put this recording out there as well, so then people will know to just check social media, because I can't get in touch with everybody, and people say, can you email me? And then 1,000 people send me emails, and that's not going to happen. That's very time-consuming. So I'm more of a repository. I'm probably going to put it somewhere and have people go get it. And that's probably the best thing to do, is just have people go get the information, and then you can use it. Narrative in your approach on doing this. So narrative is just really asking questions. You got to satisfy these questions like, what do we want to do? What concerns will be addressed and why? Who can benefit from this, us getting this funding? What specific objectives are we going to accomplish with this? How are we going to measure our results? That's a big one right there. And how does this funding relate to other fundings? How does it relate to their purpose? They have their own purpose. They have their own priorities. They have their own objectives. Can you meet the people with the money? Can you meet their objectives? And you have to say who you are. And how do you qualify for this particular grant? Why do you qualify? Why should they give it to you versus somebody else? And what's our budget? Is it high? Is it low? Do we, if we didn't have this grant money, what will we do? What's some of the other things we're doing out in the community that's going to help us with funding? And that's where a lot of people fall short. They're not doing nothing in the community. They just like, I want the money. I ain't doing nothing, but I do want this money. It sounds good, but all you're going to get is a hurry up wait, or, it sounds good. Let us know later on when you start to get, something up under your belt. And what you can do as an organization is take more pictures. Go to more events, take more pictures, put your name out there more. And that's what you have to do. That's what your board members should be doing. Your executive directors should be doing, any volunteers. That's what they have to do. And, you can do some of the free stuff on social media. And, some of these events just have people there. And you can pass out a business card if you have to. Just something like nothing to get people to recognize your organization. Another piece of the funding, as I put out before, is business credit. Another piece of the funding is really asking for donations from people in your community so they can help out with what you're working on. And it may take some time because people are like, who are you? And now you have to go through, and if you've done your proposal or you have your need statement and everything like that, once you do it like in depth, like one time, you can use that for your different proposals, because as you're doing your nonprofit anyway, you're going to have, what you stand to gain, the organization gains, the community gains by your nonprofit being out there. So just setting up a nonprofit. Now, I set people's nonprofits up as well. And so the first thing I ask people is, where you are in the process. And I always get, some people say, well, I'm done. I have a nonprofit. And then I tell them, do you have a letter from the IRS? And they say no. And I said, well, technically, you don't really have a nonprofit. You have something, and it can be turned into a nonprofit. But these companies, I'm going to say a great majority of them, they want that letter that says that you are a tax exempt and you are a 501c3 company. That's what they're looking for, because they have books they have to write off for tax purposes as well, and they write it off because they've given their funding to a 501c3 certified company that has been tax exempt from the IRS. That's what they're looking for. So it's probably not to the 10. It's going to go into your package that you submit for your grant. Then you're going to follow the foundation's guidelines. So another way to get money, that's one way to get money, is grants. The other way to get money is through business credit. With business credit, it's really setting your business up the right way. And when I say set it up the right way, what I mean by that is the same way you're setting up your any type of business, you're going to set your nonprofit up the right way, the same way. So you got to take some time, make sure it's done correctly. It's a lot of different entities or places you're going to go to set it up. So when you're doing your nonprofit, you're going to select the name, select a location for your corporation. You're going to have the purpose of your corporation, board members. You're going to get a registered agent. You're going to look at incorporators. You're going to draft your articles of incorporation. You're going to have to draft a set of bylaws. You're going to submit your documentation, and then voila, you're going to get that letter stating that you're exempt. That's kind of like in a nutshell. In a nutshell, that's like for the nonprofit in and of itself. And then after that, as you're doing this, a step before that is business credit. And when you're setting up business credit, you're going to have to make sure that you have to get your name. You're going to have to get it set up with the 3 credit bureaus out there. And the 3 credit bureaus, the Dun & Bradstreet business side of Experian and the business side of Equifax. You're going to have to do those things. And I'm just throwing out information you're going to use, and some of it has to be in a certain order, but I have a business credit information out there on YouTube that you can grab so you don't have to be lost. And it kind of just goes through steps on what I'm talking about right now. So you're going to have to get your business name, that's like first, and then the business email, business phone number, business address, virtual address. If you don't have a building or anything like that, you can't use a P.O. box. You can't use a home address. So you're going to go through those things of setting up, and that's going to set you up. Your nonprofit can get business credit as well. Look at it as, well, I need to get a grant or I need to get somebody to give me a donation, and they're sticking with the $10 giving out plates of food, and they're doing T-shirts and they're doing raffles, and it's like, okay, let's graduate a little bit. Family, let's get a little bigger. Let's go bigger than the plates. Let's go to the real money. There's actually some real money out there that you can get access to help with your organization, but a lot of people don't want to take it upon themselves to make it happen for some reason. I don't know why. Business credit is different from personal credit, just to let you know. Some of you already know that. Some of you kind of, well, how does that work? So I just let people know it's just different. Some people look at business credit as getting trade lines, and I got this one for y'all. Hold on for 1 second. Okay, this is what I just saw today. And you're going to hear this and you're going to see this, and I'm going to put it out there before you hear it or see it from somebody else. I just saw a guy today. He's telling people you get business credit, and he said, 60 days? One person said 60 days. One person said 30 days for business credit. Let me tell you what they're doing, because I'm a lender. I'm going to let y'all know from a lender standpoint. I'm a lender, and I'm pretty sure they're lenders, or they know somebody that is, because they're telling people they can get them qualified for business credit. That is a true statement. If they do say that, that means that they're going to go into look at some type of collateral you're going to have to give. You're going to have to give your credit score. You're going to have to give show that your business has been making maybe $5, $6, $7, up $10,000 monthly. You're going to have to give something when they can do it within like a 90-day period, because there's business credit and then there's true business credit. And for you out there that want true business credit, which we all should be going for, only because it separates us from having a personal guarantee. And I know I keep speaking on that, and I only speak on it so much because less than 10% of people have true business credit. And you have other companies that have it, and we don't. And it's like, why don't we have it? Why don't we go for it? Because if something were to happen, I will tell you this, what these companies are doing, they're canceling their companies and they're starting a new one. Imagine that. Imagine canceling your company and then starting an entirely new company because you can. That's crazy. And it's almost not fair, but it is. So I tell people, follow the laws. If the law tells you you can do it, it is what it is. Follow the law, get the legal advice from the right people. That's what I say. So the other way I said to find money is the grant. The other way is business credit. The other way is in-kind donations. So as a nonprofit, you have the ability to get people to fund your nonprofit. And these people are companies, smaller companies that, right around you. Some of these companies are mandated to give to nonprofits. Not saying that they have to give to yours, but they're giving to nonprofits. But you have to put your name in the hat to be a part of the funding, to get a part of it. And when I say giving, let's say you have an assisted living facility. You can get vehicles donated to your organization. Let's say your nonprofit does something and you have to travel a little bit or a lot. Now you can go to the Delta. You can go to Southwest. You can get vouchers that can actually give them to you and your organization to where y'all can use those vouchers, free vouchers that you can use to travel on behalf of your organization. The same thing as you're traveling, you need to stay somewhere. So you have the Sheratons, you have the Hiltons that can give you a voucher so your organization can stay in these different places. And you and your organization, it's free, but a lot of us don't go for it because we don't know how to do it and we haven't put our name in the hat. we can actually get free. We do a lot of events as a nonprofit, but as your nonprofit doing events, you have the access to get free food to present to your the people in the community. You can go to these different companies that offer, but you have to put your name in the hat to get that type of stuff, whether it be food or cars or whatever it is, to help out your organization. But a lot of organizations are still coming out of pocket. A lot of organizations are still doing $10 raffles. A lot of organizations are still doing $5 events. A lot of organizations are not even stepping up to the plate to get the right information so they can move forward with their organization to help out. You're helping out the community, y'all. This is the public service. This is good stuff. But how good is it if you're helping out the community to a point to where you're putting your family at risk because you have to come out of pocket? And if you do a nonprofit, the one thing I know about you is you're passionate about something. Just like me, you're passionate about something. You just haven't figured out the right steps and you haven't taken the right action as far as the information that we have with the nonprofit. That's all that is. So I'm going to go down. You have grants as far as funding. You have business credit as far as funding. You have in-kind donations as far as funding, and that's, with people giving you funding as well. You have the federal money as far as federal grant side that a lot of us have not tackled either. And so with the federal grant side, you have other things that you have to do. And I know I rambled off. I may have rambled off a few of those things for the nonprofit as far as getting with Dun & Bradstreet. And I bring up Dun & Bradstreet, and I will say this, and I got to put a little disclaimer on this one. So Dun & Bradstreet, once you have a DUNS number, it's like a 9-digit number. It's like a Social Security number almost. And that's the best way I can describe it for your business. And it goes worldwide. It's like worldwide. And for you to get into the federal pots of money, you will have a DUNS number. And I only bring up the federal pots of money because it's a source for your nonprofit. And that is some of it is grant money. Some of it can be done as loans, like the Small Business Administration, the SBA. It can be done in so many different ways, but if your name is not in the hat, then you can't receive. And our name is not in the hat because we haven't done enough research on, where the money is, who's giving the money, and how do we go about getting it. And so the other piece of the puzzle is the Dun & Bradstreet, as I brought up. And my disclaimer was Dun & Bradstreet is a great organization, and they provide a lot of great information for businesses and business owners. I will say that before you buy anything, just do your research on what you need first. Because, if you want to go play baseball, next thing you know, you're going to go buy cleats, you're going to buy a catcher's mitt, you're going to buy, you don't even know what position you're playing. But now you got a catcher's mitt. What if you're not going to play catcher? What if you're going to be in the outfield? So I'm saying learn everything you need to learn about it first so you have a better indication of what you need to purchase from Dun & Bradstreet. And I'm going to leave it at that. You take that how you want to take it. So there's a lot of funding, and on the grant side, on the federal side, they have a grant right now that I'm looking at right now. You have to be able to use $1 million or more. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be you just submit the one piece of paper. Not going to happen. You're going to have your ducks in a row, and you're going to have to submit that information in the form of a grant, and you just follow the directions that they give on there, on the site, so you can get access to that funding. There's so much money out there for nonprofits. I told y'all the $678 billion in grants. We got to put our name in the hat. We have to put our name in the hat. I was going to give y'all a bonus thing. Hold on. What's my bonus thing I had for y'all? And it was on grants. It was on money. It was on funding. It was on, and I can't remember it. Oh, my. It was good, too. It was on the tip of my tongue. It was about money and funding your nonprofit, but I can't remember. Life goes on. So, but 9 times out of 10, I have it in some of my documentation because, I'm just, this is off the top. This is off the top, and I just, go through the steps of what I know, what I've done, what I've seen, what I've experienced, what I've studied, what I've researched. And it's just, I'm still researching grants, y'all. I don't think it's going to end. I even have, like I said, I have grant writers as well. It's not going to end. It's just, I just keep getting more information. And when I get the information, I allow others to use it and do their due diligence. I had one guy, he got mad at me because I wasn't working fast enough for him, and I don't work for him. But I had some information I'm putting out. He was like, so can you give me any more information? I said, yeah, go in there and research it, my man. You know, I'm putting together information, and I just put it out there on social media so people can do some research on it. I said, you got to get hungry, man. You know, I can't give you everything. I can't just keep feeding you. You got to get a little hungry and get up off your behind and do something, because the same way I got the information, you can do the exact same thing, and you don't have to wait on me to post anything because the information is out there. I mean, I don't really want to do grant research. I don't really want to research nonprofits and funding, and I don't want to do that stuff. But do we want to be successful? Yes. Yes, I truly want to be successful. I truly want to keep getting funded. I truly want to understand some things that are out there that we have access to that, you know, a lot of people may not know about, and then you be able to help somebody, and then they'll be able to help somebody else, and then you keep going down the line, and then that's how we all win. Because I'm bigger on helping people, but I can't help you and hang myself. I can't just, you know, that's not going to happen. So I really want everybody to get educated on this. I'm at charlesmspeaks@yahoo.com. CHARLES, the letter M, Speaks is SPEAKS, with an S at the end of it, charlesmspeaks@yahoo.com. I'm all over social media. Get in touch with me. I will give what I have. As far as more documentation, I'm actually putting together a grant workbook. Like, as I'm talking to you right now, I was over there typing it. I'm up to 15 pages, and it may be up to about 30 pages of just solid information on grants, to where you can use the write-ups, you can use the wording. There's going to be proposals that have already been approved in there. There's going to be different sites in there that you can go to and get information and download for yourself. You're going to be able to download scripts. You're going to be able to have funding as I see it through my eyes with all the documentation. And like I said, I'm already putting the nonprofit information out there as well. So, I mean, I'm just throwing information at you and see what sticks. And the grant information, I'm putting that together. I have the business credit information already. That is solid. I'm already showing a lot of people how to get business credit, how to get funded that way. I'm showing a lot of people how to get their personal credit done. I'm showing people how to do real estate, because that's really where all this started from is from real estate. I am just on the goal, the mission of financial freedom. That is where I am. And I will be traveling as well, doing some speaking engagements at different universities. I got a women's group I'm speaking to in the month of February. I just spoke to a high school. Just spoke to a university. It doesn't matter to me, y'all. It's just information. And if I can help any organization, I'm your man. Get in touch with me. So I want to thank Ms. Kimmy Robinson for allowing me to come on here on Elation Radio, and I know Elation Magazine, and she has so many people she's connecting with. And I'm just happy to see her out there making big major moves. Hopefully she'll keep the light on for me and give me an autograph when she gets too big to where I can't even get in touch with her, and I have to go through her assistants to talk to her. So let me pray us out. I want to thank y'all for getting on. Father God, thank you for allowing me to bless the people with the information. Father God, look after everybody as they continue along this journey and use the wisdom and the knowledge that you've given them to be successful, and may they pass it on to others. In your name we pray. God bless everybody. This is Charles McCutcheon, your favorite entrepreneur. Y'all take it easy.
Shout out D on the track, Paint Music Media. Shout out DJ Lee Productions, and I'm Al Ken. But if you a game changer, got my head. My grind don't hide. Win, lose, or draw. I'ma ride till I die. I go hard in that lane. My God is the aim. Put me in I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm full court press, I pledge allegiance to the best. Ain't nothing left to give it that reverence that the Father gets. So every day I work the sweat, can get a flesh, another rest. They say go hard or go home. I say just do whatever's best. It's evident I'm blessed and I work like it. Fight like a Viking, fight like a lichen. The difference is I like it, so I shine like I'm lightning. So I'm going head to head with certain depth. Who you liking? Yeah. So it's time for coach to put me in. I'm strapping on my shoulder pads, lacing up my cleats, and then I'm gone with the wind. Like I'm gone in 60 seconds. You can't hold me, you can't check me. Check the memo, check the message running through. Like I'm bad as I'm trucking whoever standing in my way. Ain't no way you gon' stop me. You better off to let me in. Cause I go hard, even though they say no way that I could win. Like I'm Brett Favre, I'ma ride this way. My head to the sky, my grind don't hide. Win, lose the drought, I'ma ride till I die. I go hard in that lane. My God is the aim. Put me in, coach, and watch me change the game. Cause I'm a game changer. 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 Yeah, I told you once before, my God came to change the game. Different outlook on to life, a different way to play the lane. Now my rushing yards is skyrocketing, now I'm so insane. For the kingdom building, now my shot, it cannot be contained. So I'm gon' pray for change, for myself and then what I can. I don't need no euros or no pesos or no money grams. Shout out to Wado, cause I know that he gon' play this fam. The FCA Sports Camp, game changer, summer jam. I don't need 100 grand to tell them that they need the lamb. It's heaven, it's just who I am. Al Kim, this where I stand. Man, I'm gon' play the fifth. It's too deep to turn it quick. It's like I'm out from the trap to turn around, get back in it. Never that's so insane. It's evident your book they chain. Like I'm Jack Johnson. The same year he changed his name. So I sacrifice my life for the cause just to win. And if you a game changer, let me see my head to the sky. My grind don't hide. Win, lose the drought, I'ma ride till I die. I go hard in that lane. My God is the aim. Put me in, coach, and watch me change the game. Cause I'm a game changer. 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 Now put me in, coach. 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 I'ma go hard.
I'ma go hard. I'ma go hard. I'ma go hard.
Cause I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game